This is Dabu7, an update to the banking chaos that continues to unravel. As today, we're seeing small banks crashing left and right. And as the trade began this morning on the markets, all types of different companies were halted. You can see here the symbols for all of those on the New York Stock Exchange being halted, one after another, dozens and dozens and dozens of them going into this mode. And if we look here at even the updated ticker over here on the NASDAQ, you can see some of them like Western Alliance Bank, First Republic Bank. They have just gone down here recently, and there's no resumption time. So they're still down. And a whole huge list of other banks. And you can see First Republic Bank went down, came back up, and now is down again. And this continues to happen as Joe Biden tries to come out and tell everybody everything is just fine and walks off stage without taking a single question. We also have individuals waiting in long lines, people rushing the banks this morning trying to get what money they can out. And we have others furious because they're finding out that their credit has been cut. Shoutouts to Mally Mo and others out there. Had quite a few people emailing me and even hitting me up in the Twitter feeds saying the same thing, that they have had their available credit cut from like $4,000 down to like less than $1,000. And this is many people saying this. Just so happens all of those were complaining about JP Morgan Chase. All of them. So this is a crazy situation, to say the least, but one we've warned about for the better part of a decade, that this day was going to come. You better have a plan. You better have a place to hedge your bets, gold, silver, other things you can barter with. And people hitting the gold and silver hard. The guys that track the gold and silver are saying that they've never seen such a spike, a buying spike over the weekend as they've seen this past weekend. So some of the places have already sold out of fractional silver and gold. If you can find it, make moves. Join me on the live stream Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, where I'm talking about this in greater detail.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. It wasn't the gospel broad lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a follow-up from the lesson I did earlier. It says the bank crash of Silicon Valley Bank. Now these smaller other banks are collapsing as a trend. Now you have all these people that's speaking on this thing that's supposed to be, they're supposed to be these great economic forecasters. Now everybody wants to be an economic forecast when they don't really understand the money system. But this lesson is going to kind of pretty much gravitate around Babylon not being healed, which is going to be the insertion of the MOTB. Okay, the C-hip. I have to be careful in what I say because allegedly Esau, he struck my other channel, my KC Priest too. I didn't even know about it, but I'm not going to upload from that channel for a few months. Lord's will, it makes it, because he's been flagging my videos left and right, and they don't even give me the notification of it being, flagged or anything like that. They just shut it down. So Lord's will, that sustains itself. But anyway, it says small banks are crashing. Customers furious to find available credit has been cut. Market trade halts. Okay, and you notice the corporate world or the banking sector has been pretty much on hush hush today. Okay, because they're getting ready to switch over to this new currency, and it makes sense. The pilot program that they set up, I mentioned in the last video, they did a 12-week pilot program, which was testing the establishment of these systems. Okay, so it makes sense that these smaller banks are getting ready to start collapsing, like the Customers Bank, the Bank Corporation, Bank of America is a huge one, then JP Morgan Chase. They're going to let them fall under Lord's will because, like I said, they're doing away with the old world and they're bringing in a new world. So let's see what this article here says, the Zero Hedge. They usually have good articles here, so, they're pretty good information here about small banks are crashing because, like we stated, with the supply systems and the particular food processing centers and factories, they've been burning down and pretty much coming next to nothing. With this mass inflation, now this is going to be the camel that breaks the the straw that breaks the camel's back, because basically what they can do, or however they plan on doing it, well, hey, look, money is obsolete. In order for you to get your 10% back, come up under this digital system. See, that's the bribery right there. That's how they're gonna get these people. But it says here, small banks are crashing. But it says over the weekend, when parsing through the carnage sweeping the U.S. banking sector, we analyzed which banks are facing the highest deposit run risk. In the aftermath of the SIVB and now the SBNY, Ferris and focus on a handful of names who have the bulk of their funding in the form of deposits. It says deposits are now suddenly at risk amid what seems to be a major bank run. Okay. Now it says JPM's Michael Symbolist, whose bank is poised to benefit the most from the ongoing carnage. Kim with the following chart with added, in addition, access looking at loans plus securities as a percentage of total deposits, but which after the new BTFP bailout facility is irrelevant since the Fed and TSI effectively backstopping unrealized losses on securities. So let's look up this here. And let's look this up, see what that is. Right. Bank. No, I don't think that mean that. Let's do this. BTFP and banking. FP. And banking. Let's see what it says here. Federal Reserve. Bank term funding, bank term funding program. So that's what that's abbreviated towards. I didn't know that, but it makes sense, right? But going back to the article here. But it says, so we really are down to which banks have the most run risks, which are explained primarily small regional banks. Okay, and they give you a diagram here. It says down 30% in past week, a rare short-term plunge for something so diversified. First Republic Bank halted for volatility, down 65%. PacWest halted for volatility, dropped 41%, lowest on record. You know what's so weird about this? I believe this all came on a Friday evening or Friday midday, and I remember watching a pilot episode of the X-Files when it came back to resurface back in 2016. I believe it was like the first pilot program. It was like 2015, 2016. They was going into how the banking markets will collapse on a Friday, and by Monday, everything will be pretty much shut down, and people are going to go on bank runs to receive their assets, but a lot of the assets will be frozen. So what are the chances? At least they put it right in your face before they even do it. They tell you what they're going to do before you do it. But you people, you Americans, you're too hell bent on just being docile, and you don't see the scheme ahead. Okay, you don't see the traps. You don't see the writing is on the wall. It says regions halted for volatility after pairing 31%, dropped to 20%. Western Alliance sinks a record 76%, halted for volatility. Damn. It said this is how various small banks are doing today. It says the take home is that unfortunately Joe Biden's 9 a.m. pep talk did little to boost confidence in small U.S. banks, or as we put it earlier, it would be the savings and loans 2.0 crisis, but we regret to inform you that there are no savings. Meanwhile, all hell JP Morgan, pardon JP Mega, which is about to have some $18 trillion in deposits. Wow. So basically they're stealing from you right under your eyes, man. They basically just robbed your ass. Told you these banks, man, the system, bro, is based on usury. But like I said, it's gonna be a quick lesson, nothing too deep or anything like that. Just saw the video from Dabu and just did a little research on it. But this is gonna be the talk of the week. And Lord's will, this trend keeps going. Lord's will, man. Lord's will, they hurry up and roll out this chip. Straight up, man. Because look, Esau, bro, you won't borrow time, man. Just go ahead and do it already for real. Because like shit, man. Hey, the Lord is getting ready to make the move. Okay, and then once one atrocity hits, then the next hit, then it's gonna be like a snowball effect, after another, and it's gonna boom, boom, boom until the chip comes, man. So Lord's will, this brings in an institution of the CHIP. And me personally, and I believe this. I believe personally that they already have the C-hips already available. I believe they're just gonna roll it out. Eventually, things are gonna get so bad to the point they're just gonna roll this thing out. Because, hey, like the Lord said, behold, it should not tarry. So I don't think they got to go through years of making this technology. They already have it. They've already perfected it. It's just a matter of how they're gonna roll this shit out. But I believe it's going. I believe it's gonna roll itself out, and people are gonna see it. And I believe through the Spirit, these banking collapses, soon as economic collapse, will bring in the fighting of the nations, World War III, okay, becoming nuclear and global. All right, but the C-hip has to be introduced first. So in order for that to happen, this has to happen, and this is a start of that process. Lord's will. All right. Shit. Damn, I lost my place. This is what I wanted to read, but damn, I lost my place. No, oh, here we go. Yep. So let's start at verses. Matter of fact, nah, that's a good one though. That's actually World War III. But you know what? I'll hold on that precept. That's a good precept. That's for another lesson. I'm gonna just read this here. This is the book of Jeremiah 51, and I'm gonna start at verses 6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off from her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense." Okay, this is the time that the Lord is judging Babylon. He's basically X marks the spot. And then what are the chances that next year we got that solar eclipse, man, that's gonna totally X out Babylon the Great? So Lord's will, man, that's a pivotal sign that the Lord is finna take this place out. But I don't see Babylon going past 2030. I don't see it, but Lord's will, it doesn't happen. But it says the Lord have been a golden cup, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that has made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken her wine, and the nations are mad. This is the reason why they're gonna shoot missiles on this place. Because they was breaking down Afghanistan, India, all these countries suffer the same fate of these bank runs, people trying to take their money out, and then they couldn't get the money out because, they didn't have the money on hand. So that $250,000 insured, that's bullshit. Because they don't have the money. They basically stole it from the people. And it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, but howl for her and take balm for our pain. If so, she may be healed. Okay, and there's no type of bailouts that's gonna help this place. Okay, like Biden, like they was talking shit. He mentioned that we're gonna bring it back. Nobody is gonna be affected by it. But you crazy. People are already losing credit. They're losing money. So the speech you just gave was just a blatant lie, man. Because people are really suffering behind it. And this ain't even a big one. This is something small compared to what's getting ready to happen. Sooner or later, all these other banks gonna get hit, and then economy gonna collapse, and then a lot of your corporations, your jobs, all these have like national accounts with particular banks. My job in particular, they have a bank here in Kansas City, Missouri, that they bank with, that you can cash a check there for free. But if that bank go down, then how they gonna pay the city employees? Especially when that's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they only guaranteed up to $250,000. But as far as it working on a corporate level, I'm not sure. But regardless of it, we all going to be affected one way by it. It says, we have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth up into heaven, and it is lifted up even to the skies, man. Okay, so, hey, I'm going to end it there, man. I didn't really want to go too long in this, but giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and above all, shalom.